I initially planned to wear my glasses throughout the video, but hold on, didn't show you guys, but it's been bothering me, so I need to show you the ring light. Yeah, you can't see. It's kind of distracting and very annoying. So I'm gonna have to let it go. I'm so sorry. But I'll hold a pen because I want to seem, educated and smart, and my glasses kind of make me look smart, I suppose, or I feel smarter with them. So I'm trying to make up for it. Anyway, so without further ado, I want to divide this into subtopics. And the first one will be humanities versus STEM, or arts and humanities versus STEM. Studies show that the shares of bachelor's in humanities degrees fell 20% from 2006 to 2015. So there are studies on this, and this is a very real thing. And I can only predict that it fell further because of what we're seeing. And I'm gonna link everything that I say. Like if there's a study or something, I'm gonna link it in the description so you can, see for yourself and verify what I'm saying. And this is a problem because if you're in high school or you've already been through that stage and you're deciding your major, you're kind of faced with a lot of pressure, be it financial pressure, your parents pressuring you, society, peer pressure from your friends, like that kind of counts into parents. But aside from that, there is a lot of pressure, and all of it is telling you to go into STEM. Do not pick arts or humanities because the starving artist, it's like they're undermined, undervalued, underpaid. It's not worth it. It's too risky. And if you do not have the financial security, or if you live in a third world country and you're not like some a corrupt politician, I guess, it's not really a safe choice. So that's kind of, you know, the picture that you get at a very young age. And I can tell this is actually real because I'm a STEM major. I'm majoring in biology, specifically biotechnology. So a lot of my friends wanted to go into literature, wanted to, be an arts major. A lot of them are very talented, but it was not a safe career choice. And anyone who wants a career, anyone who wants financial security, middle class, lower class, or even sometimes, like upper middle class, if you're in a third world, and you know what? Some students kind of play into that. They're like, oh, we have to do so much work. It's so much harder for us. Humanities students have it easier, and so and so. And it's like, it's really not that simple. And a lot of them think it's simple while it's not. And then these people who undervalue humanities and art students, they get out into the real world and then they influence how they're paid, how they're viewed, and it's a cycle. And, you know, again, can I damn capitalism for the third time? But this is kind of like it ties in into who chooses to be that later on. And social status is very important. If you want to have a family or if you want to live and be respected, which is a human right, it's a minimum requirement. It gets very hard to choose something that's not going to get you that easily unless you're like getting an Oscar or something. Like Billie Eilish is respected. Not every singer is respected. They're like, "Oh, you want to starve on the streets? If you're not famous, you're starving. It's this or that sometimes." Then AI has like a lot of influence right now on people, specifically Gen Alpha, because these people, they're growing up with AI, unlike Gen Z. I'm Gen Z, so I'm like, it kind of came on when I was like in high school or something, I believe, perhaps even earlier than that. I'm in my second year of college, so probably earlier. Anyway, it's affecting people badly. And parents are really okay with their kids just using AI and relying on it for everything. And I mean everything. We've seen people die because of their reliance on AI. People die because they take AI as a friend and as a therapist and as a doctor and as everything. And this is scary for society. And again, I want to say that humanities and the way that we undermine them, they kind of tie into every problem that we have now. You have doctors with low empathy, um, engineers who don't know how to treat people. Wait, engineers don't know how to treat people, period. When you have people who are like going into humanities and you get an essay to write, it's like 150 words, and all they can think is, oh, okay, I'm gonna go home and have ChatGPT, write this for me. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is intimidating. This is scaring me as someone who loves to write, who struggles to get it to 150 words because I keep going over like the word limit. So, what are we doing? Seriously. And then you have these people who do not make the effort to research, to read, to do anything. And then, like this is kind of why we have a creativity drought. These people, or us, and I mean, like, you're kind of influenced to do it. Like, sometimes when I tell my friends I'm writing an essay and I don't want to use AI, they're like, Susu, are you serious? Use it, you're wasting your time. And like, I'm not wasting, I love to feel authentic. Aside from the fact that it's very, very harmful on the environment, but a lot of things are very harmful for the environment, and a lot of people do it, so it's not enough to dissuade them. And authenticity is not enough to dissuade people. Sometimes you just have to have like a 2-hour long conversation, and then it will be worthless, and you'll go home and you realize there's nothing, this car, there's nothing you can do to get people to view this differently. And that's how deep AI has taken hold of the people. And, as someone who loves to read and loves to write, I just find it very, very scary. And I feel like this video is not, I'm not like here to study something. I'm here to just lay out the fact for you, or what I see in reality, and talk about how I see it and what my fears are. And I want to find people who relate to me on this issue and, know what y'all think about it, because this is scary. And again, it ties into that creative drought that we're facing, because then you have people who want to be creative and they're not really sure where to go. AI is surrounding you, and career choices are kind of like, you have to go into STEM. You cannot major in what you like. Say you major into STEM, like me, and you still want to be creative. You can go into Pinterest for art reference, and you'll still find AI everywhere. And then you have these companies who make ads using AI, despite having millions and millions of dollars. And that's kind of like telling you how artists are not valued. And I think any company that uses AI in their advertisements, it's not trustworthy, because you're cheap. You're really cheap. You cannot get an artist, an editor, anyone to do your videos for you. Are you serious? A lot of people do not see the value in art or what art means. And again, this is because humanities courses are not mandatory. They're not given much value. They're like, oh, easy A. And then they don't pass them, or like they struggle with them later on, or they ChatGPT their way through. People do not put time and effort into understanding art, literature, everything. And then these people are out here making financial decisions, or decisions that affect the country, like being politicians or otherwise. And that's, problematic. Because, I'm shaking the camera. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. There was a point I wanted to come back to, and then I forgot it. Give me a moment. Give me several moments. Oh yeah, I remembered. So these people then, they're having their art pieces. Sometimes these people go and create an art piece using AI, and they're like, I'm an AI artist. Or they use it like for their consumption, or for work, or anything. And they do not get the value in art, or what makes art what it is, art. And art is something that is so, so human, like at its base. And it's kind of like, I don't get how they don't understand that. Art is something that is solely for humans, to be made by them and enjoyed by them and understood by them. Art without meaning is nothing. Like, you cannot just draw something. Even if you draw and you don't really have something in mind, something inside your head, inside your brain, inside your heart is coming out onto the paper, and you're sharing it with the world. But if you're giving that to artificial intelligence and telling it to make it for you, what is coming out? There is no meaning in it. And you cannot tell me that the prompt is meaning, because it's not. And so we move on to our third point, which is Labubu. Labu. Okay, no, let's be serious. Brain rot, AI, they're kind of like interlinked at this point. Both of them have very, very bad effects on the brain. And I urge you to read these studies if you think you have brain rot or if you use AI too much. Read them, see the effect that they have on your brain, and maybe, kind of investigate what you're doing and try to rethink your decisions. You can still fix it, I promise. This brain rot that we're allowing ourselves to, or that we're allowing to infect us, I guess, it also negatively impacts creativity. And again, I urge you to, I said urge a lot, but this is very bad for Gen Alpha. And again, I'm talking about all of these things and how they're affecting me as a Gen Z person. Gen Alpha, for them, this is what they're growing up with. This is what they're coming up with. Like, they're forming their brain, and this is what's going on, like what's being fed into it. So like I said, we're gonna have a creative drought sooner or later, or we might be in one right now. I'm dehydrated. Pause. Like I said, this creative drought, it's very threatening, it's very scary. And, social media also affects your books and how they're written. And so does capitalism, consumerism, all these things, they affect what to read. Book talk, if you know what I mean. Colleen Hoover, a lot of these Colleen Hoover books, this should not be like a best-selling one. There shouldn't be a movie for a Colleen Hoover book. And these things exist. Like, they do, regardless of the fact that they shouldn't. So, what I mean here, and I don't need a study to prove this or talk about this, we've all experienced this. Social media, AI, brain rot, all of these things, they're very scary, and there's a root to this problem, and it's capitalism and society, and how they look at arts and humanities. And also, I want to talk about social media from another perspective. Perfectionism. If you're an aspiring creative and you want to create something, when you open your TikTok account or YouTube or anything, and you look at someone who's at 16, who's like drawing something that's amazing and something you'll never be able to draw, probably. You can draw it. I assure you that whatever it is that you think you can't draw, you can draw it. I promise you can draw it. You just need time, patience, and love. Love your art, love yourself, no matter how bad it is. Love it. And keep creating more. Get obsessed with something and keep creating more of it. And I promise you'll reach that point that you want. And if there are dips and highs and lows, that's normal. I'm experiencing that right now. And since this is my first video, and this goes for any video that I create, I never want it to end on a negative note. I want them all to be positive, to have, some hope in them. And I feel like if you're just starting, there are so many ways for you to be creative and to combat these things. Aside from the fact that I think every person in their life and in their social circle, they're kind of an ambassador. So say if you're like a very environmentally conscious person, and if you're like in a group of friends or something and you see someone throwing trash or something like that, you can be like, oh, don't do that, that's harmful, and very gentle parenting the entire problem, and you can influence these people. And that goes for arts and people's view of them, or like of the arts. Yeah, that's what I said. So you can be an ambassador for what you love. You can change how people see it. You can change how it's perceived. And there are so many ways for you to be creative and get inspired and, avoid the brain rot, the AI, the social media, like they're coming from everywhere and you want to be creative. I assure you, you can. Find people who are like you. If you're in college, try to find these people, talk to them, try to find a friend who you can, bounce off of. What? I'm actually writing a book, and this idea, I'm fully relying on that one friend that I have who will listen to me brain rot to her at any given moment. Like at 3 a.m., I'm like, oh wait, I came up with a new character. Her name is, and I say the character name, and I say the plot and everything, and she's listening enthusiastically. Find a person who will listen to you, who will see your art, even when it's not really good, even when they need to give you feedback. Find someone who will give you energy, because this is really important. You need that, and we as a society need to like form human connections at this very I guess artificial kind of age where you have like your AI chatbot friend and your AI art and AI videos and AI actors. Yeah, there's an AI actress. You know, you have a lot of noise in your brain. You kind of want to clear that noise so you can see an image. Um, you can feel something. You can think of something, and you cannot do that if you have so much noise. Try to go on walks, observe nature, observe people. People watching is really nice. Try to imagine what their stories are. Try do not tell them and post them on social media. Kind warning. Because I love you and because I love these people. You shouldn't do that to people ever. But you know, it's okay to people watch. Just like it's kind of silly. Like sometimes I'm on the bus, I'm trying to imagine, oh, this person, they're going to this college or they have this job or whatever. And it's nice to pass the time, but it will also help you if you're like struggling with something in a story or trying to see how people are. If you're drawing them, painting them, writing about them, you have to interact with them. You know, nature is also very inspiring on its own. So that can help you. Try to read, try to write, journal if you're struggling with words. And this is actually like something that we are probably at a danger of, you know, if so many of us are relying on AI or like are surrounded by it. We do not have words of our own. We cannot succinctly talk about ourselves or like talk about something. We cannot be eloquent and I guess I don't know. There was a word that like that was in my mind. I can't remember it. Um, Try to journal. Just like an entry every day. Talk about your day. Talk about something that was important in it, or like something that happened. You know that will help words come easily to you. Try to talk to yourself. No, don't do that. As creative people, and as you know, Gen Z, we're not eloquent. We're struggling to write. We're struggling to read. We have a very low, like short attention span. We have a lot of problems, but it's not unfixable. It's not that bad yet. We can, you know, pinpoint them. We can fix them. We can start working on ourselves, and you know, we can create. And I feel like in this day and age, it's very important to place value in creating, to create and to be human. And, you know, at some point, this is going to be a part of culture. Culture does not come by AI, it comes from humanity, from humans who will create and humans who will interpret. And you can do that. This is something that AI cannot take away from you. Social media can never take that away from you. No one, and not even capitalism, can take that from you. So be proud, be creative, and I hope you're all having a great, great day. And I'll see you again. Bye.